Okay, hello. A new video, a new piece. So this piece is a traditional one, but Toumani calls it something different on his piece. I've named it that because I found it quite difficult to find the traditional name. My friend Suntu said when he grew up, his mum used to sing it, and they called it Kelly. But Toumani calls it Djourou Kora Nany, but I think that's his own name. But it's a lovely piece, and I taught it recently at the workshop I just did in France, and everyone found it very challenging. I learned it quite early on, and it was one of those pieces that was kind of quite important in my development of kind of the technical side of things. So because there's a lot of muted notes and the timing and the rhythm takes a little time to get used to. I mean, some of you might find it quite easy, but I found it quite tough. There's lots of muted notes. You've got that bit running through, that A, like that. So where we're going to start, like that. Okay, so we're starting on that G, it's muted, and then we're dropping down to the E and the F. So, and then we're muting, when we play those two together, the E and the F, we're muting the E. Then it's da 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 da, so E, F, E, D, so it's quite tricky. If you want to do a similar version, is just come down the scale from the G to the D, then come to, or I recommend trying to do that as much as you can. Okay, then we go. So with the thumbs, we're going to play the B and the C. The B is muted, C is open. So I still really enjoy playing this because it's still challenging for me to get that perfect sound. So, work with it, have fun with it. Okay, so and then we do the first time we do this muted part. So it's A, E. So you can do the all L3 notes muted, which is nice. You can do just the E muted. You can play around with it a bit. As long as you've got one muted in there, it's important. Okay. And we've got this bit. So this is two G's, G, G, and then left finger plays D up here. All three together. And then the left thumb drops down to the D. So far we have. Okay, so it's all very close and tight and a bit tricky. And the timing's a bit funny. You've got to think of it in double time, kind of, because there's a lot of quarter beats. Because that beep beep is actually on a half time double off. Okay, so this first time we're going to play it, we're going to leave the space here, so then we're going to do that again, the two A's and the E. So there's a long gap there, so try and feel it in the body. Okay, so later on we fill that space in, but in the recording, what Toumani does, he leaves that. First time around he leaves it, which I think is quite important because it gives us the sense of the feeling, because it kind of has that kind of lazy feeling, so it's fun to play around with the rhythm there. Okay, so then, so similar, we start on the D, going up to the G, so D, G, F, E, F, E, D, so it finishes and started on the D. Okay, so far we're that's where it's. So that bit's the same. So then it's we do the B and the C, and then again the muted A and E. So. So then it's the F chord. So after that, we're going to go. So C, here, double Fs, F up here, 2 times C, 1 more time F, and then again. So, what is it? So you can keep coming back to that beep, muted. Okay, so that last section. And then from the beginning again. Ding dong, and then it's quiet. It's not. Yeah, there's filling space. They're filling in the gap, so it's. They're filling in that gap. So on the other chord, where we're leaving the space, we're going to fill that in now. So second time round. So after, so we're on the D chord, so from the beginning. So before we left the space, and this time we're going to go. We're going to go D, G, F. That's it, just dun, dun, dun. So. And then back there again. Again, those as soft as you can. Okay, so those little bits like they change all the time. Tiny little variation. Around with it a little bit if you want to. And also the second one, if you want to do a simpler version, just do that. So D, G, F, E, D. show you that little variation now actually. So it's do that first section up to the first muted A and E, then we go. Okay, so octaves: C, B, A, G, C. So it just comes down the scale, 4 notes with the octaves. We're muting the second. Mute that one. Then we land on the G's. We're gonna go G, D, G, D. So the D here, and then G, back and forth between the G and the D, and then back to the muted again. So from the top. Also, so actually after that is the this is another little bit. So the simple version is so yeah, F, D, F, E, D, E, F, A, and the A is the muted A. And you just do it with the octaves. All the octaves except the E, the D, sorry. That one's alone. Then we're going back in on the F chord from the C. So there's different variations and slight, very, very subtle differences, which I'm going to show in other videos. The thing that makes this piece really interesting is it's quite simple. In theory, not a huge amount of big parts that change. It kind of repeats itself a lot. But it's very subtle, and that's why I think it's so important to learn it. Because all these tiny little subtle little muted things. So yeah, that will do for this video. It's one of those ones you've got to be patient with it, keep practicing it. Think of it as partly an exercise as well, just because it's so challenging at first, but when you get it, it feels beautiful to play. So I really recommend it. Well, I hope that was clear, and thanks for watching, and see you soon.